Last time we went to Vermilion City, we got the bike voucher. We departed from the underground path for the next destination, which was also the Cerulean City, a bicycle attained. And then we got out of Rock Tunnel, but that was like not the wrong way of getting out of it. And now we are continuing to go into it. There's a trainer right there, but I'm not gonna fight her. And I don't know what this is. Oh, I didn't get Flash. I mean, in order to get Flash, you're gonna need to go through Diglett's cave, and looking at the movesets, it looks like Dark Trio's only moves are ground type, so maybe I just get lucky and never encounter. Okay. It is Diglett, and I don't mind it being Diglett because it is a lot safer. Let's see what a Pokeball does. So in terms of like content, I think I found. I think I came up with a decent idea. What? I'll have to name this now. A female Diglett and a trio. I think of a nickname. My idea for content is a little simple, but I think it will answer or like try to fix some of the problems my current content. Because right now my current content is not exactly clippable, as in I'm playing so optimally that the chances of funny moments don't happen, or maybe they still haven't happened. But what I plan to do is I'm essentially going to make a video that aims to break down, that is formatted in a way that it can be broken down into multiple videos themselves, multiple short videos. So if I have one video that's, I guess it's a good thing I didn't quick attack. But if I have one, so if I'm currently making a video, or rather I'm in the process of preparing stuff for the video, and if stuff goes well in that video, I'll be able to make ideally 7 different shorts of the video. So, but maybe I can only like really do 5 before the quality gets worse. But who knows, maybe if I really work hard at it, it can produce 7. Because right now I have like 3 or 4, technically like 3.5. Yeah, I have 3.5 full ideas that are present in the video. And then hopefully it's like it leads to a series of doing that same thing but again. Or rather it's a repeatable like how do I even know? Like it's like kind of like a series but not actually a series. Where's the Flash guy? Is he down? There he is. But hopefully, ideally, I'm able to get. I definitely have 10 Pokemon. 24, nice. I definitely have enough. What am I trying to say here? What am I trying to say? What am I even saying? Yeah, so I can maybe expect to like lots, not large, but like an influx in shorts in the future. Because that's... Why is it 70%? Oh, I don't want to. Okay, I'll look for a TM Pokemon I can teach it to in the box. Our new teammate is Blair, who replaced Mifune. Probably just for Rock Tunnel, as I don't think, I mean, Persian is better than Raticate, but do I really want to spend time training it? Not necessarily, but if I have to, I have to. But maybe we can just Flash. Even though we have Flash, I still don't know the direct path for Rock Tunnel. We got an encounter here. slowly but surely, I'm starting to understand the grind of YouTube. I I am like slowly starting to uncover what my specialties are, what I need to improve on. That didn't do as much damage as I thought. How heavy is Cubone? What I need to improve on? That is not heavy at all. How? Yeah. Okay, thank you for reading my input. Can I go into Dagon? I think I can. But yeah, I am very much looking forward to this entire year, because even though it hasn't, it's been 2.5 months, it hasn't felt like that long. Why is he so defensive? It hasn't felt that long. Like the difference between my my quality, I'd say it's quality, but it's really not that much higher quality. I'm just more confident, kind of. The moment I'm able to act without losing my stream of consciousness is the moment I'm able. It's like the moment is the time I win, basically. But at that point, at this point in age and time, I'm still not doing well in it. But hopefully, I'm able to do say. Because I spent like a few hours trying to unlock my vocal, trying to get my voice ready for the vocal. I'm not getting that. I'm not going back. I doubt it's anything worthwhile anyway. But really, yeah, I spent like all this time preparing my voice. And maybe I prepared too much. Maybe there's I'll put like a what is it called? I'm not saying it. What am I doing? There is a return, diminishing return, as to yes, I do get my voice ready for the day, like for the recording, but now I used it too much, and so now it's the smart strategy would have been to splash and then again it didn't do anything. The smart strategy would have used to splash and then predicting the disable, but now it doesn't matter. And growl doesn't matter because I'm using the special attack. But the moment I'm able to, like, I just have to be able, like, it's just, I can't on command think about a topic that I'm very much able to just like talk in a continuous flow, if that makes sense. Like right now, I'm really going to talk about shiny Pokemon because that is my bread and butter. I talked about shinies once, and I think it was one of the videos. I completely don't know. I forget. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna talk about shinies and how I separate my I do have antidotes, but that is something I should have planned for. Okay. I have one antidote. That's all poison, something I really have to be considerate of now. Yeah, talk about shinies. What would be my favorite shiny hunting method? I think personally, from the ones I've been doing, or I've done in the past, SOS was probably the easiest. I say that, but it was, oh, there's another guy here. Even Bulbasaur cuts poison powder. Because SOS, you have. Why is it so hard to speak? You have the one Pokemon you're hunting, and then the Pokemon calls its health, and then you kill it, and you also have sleep. You also have a Leper Berry Harvest Mon that you give to the other Pokemon, and then you do that, and it's just 3 shinies. It just takes some time. Very rarely, if you get very unlucky, the SOS chain resets itself and then back to $4. That wasn't fun. I had a few encounters of whatever it's called, hunts, go that far. But anyway, I think the Oraz shiny hunting method was also very fun, like engaging and also rewarding. When you have one antidote, but I think I do have another Petra Berry, so I think it's fine. Don't have that many potions though. For as many shiny Pokemon that I have, I really don't have that many full odds shiny. That's a lie. I do have a lot of full odds shinies in Pokemon Soul Silver. What I don't have are a lot of like shinies, like random shinies that I got on my journey. Because I can remember, on the top of my head, I know I got a shiny Graveler or Golem in Platinum. There were a lot of shinies in Pokemon ZA that I randomly got, but that was also like a state of like just. I think a lot of people got a lot of shinies in their first playthrough of ZA. I'd be surprised if someone who was like dedicated to catching a lot of Pokemon and teleporting a lot didn't get a shiny. Just because it's just how the way the Pokemon spawn. Like I got a shiny during the initial tutorial phase where right before you talk to Emma. There was a shiny that spawned on top of the Pokemon Center roof. I think it was a shiny Ralts. No, it wasn't a Ralts. I mean, one of the Pokemon that spawned next to Ralts. It was probably one of the bird Pokemon. Maybe it was a Ralts. Maybe it was a male Ralts. Or it was a female. I don't know. I forget which one. I forget. But yeah. And then Sword and Shield didn't get a shiny Pokemon. Sun and Moon. My first shiny was from my hunt, so obviously not. I did Soul Silver, I did Platinum. And then Black and White, I lost. And then X and Y, I think, or as they gave a shiny. They gave a shiny Beldum, Mega Beldum. What? Mega Metagross. Why am I talking like this? Why is it so weird for me to talk at this point? Why is it so hard for me to communicate the words I'm trying to speak? Why is my mind blanking? Seismic Toss. Oh wait, Seismic Toss is gonna be good for the gym. Yeah, get rid of Scratch. Why is it so hard for me to like communicate my words? I don't know. It's a good thing I didn't get rid of Low Kick. Yeah. What do I really want to talk about at this moment? Because I keep referring back to what is currently happening. So I have not talked about Fire Force at all on this channel, and I think it's about time I do. So I want to find him. I guess I'll find him. Fire Force, I was introduced to by someone else. I was not initially interested in Fire Force, but like at the time it was like the brand new shonen that was really good, according to people. Like it had good animation. I think it had good animation. Probably like the first 2 episodes. The opening itself, I think, was what really brought people in. And I think any good shonen that wants to have a good first impression needs to have a good opening. I think that's just the nature of shonens. Like the people that like shonens have the same taste in what makes an opening good, i.e., it's like fast and upbeat and probably like maybe a singer that's like well known or recognizable. So what was, I mean, I guess for Fire Force it was Mrs. Green Apple, so not technically instantaneously recognizable. But yeah, I can't think of another Mrs. Green Apple anime opening. But anyway, the point is that what am I saying? That Fire Force got introduced to me by someone else, and then I was like kind of iffy on it just because I was like already at the time I was watching Rent a Girlfriend. That was they both came out at the same time. They shared the same I think they both aired on Fridays. Because I had like a school thing, so whenever I came home from that, both episodes were available, and so that was something I could like binge, like I watch Rent a Girlfriend and then I watch Fire Force, or maybe the other way around. But that was a good time. Fire Force, I was interested in. It came at a time where animes did like 20 episode seasons rather than like the 13. I think quality wise, it's hard to say because a 20 episode anime would have just more time to be in development than a 15 episode one. But also, like the core, how much I like the core epidemic, not like epidemic, but like we see a lot more anime releasing cores than now than in the past. Oh, Escape Rope is clutch than in the past. But I mean, just I guess it is open. It leaves more slots open for other animes. But my point is, oh, did I heal? I did. But my point is, what is my point? Don't use counter. Mudsport. What is my point? Yeah, so like Fire Force initially, the first season, didn't like win me over, but like it was like, yeah, it's a good shonen. And then Fire Force season 2 came out not too long ago, or like not too long after the original. And that was like also another really good shonen, another instance of having a good opening being good. At this point, the friend that recommended me the anime stopped watching. I guess it wasn't necessarily their type of shonen. I know their type of shonen. I think it could be the type of shonen, but then again, they're also not very into fan service, and so like no fan service shonens are pretty hard to come by. Just like in general. But then again, they also like Soul Eater. So like isn't Rage like horrible? Wow, Rage Fist is just so much better than Rage. No, stop. No, stop. But I think like Fire Force had a long time between the second season and the third season. For some reason, I don't know. If they wanted to make money, they would have developed the season again, giving it the season. Release season 3 a lot, or like a year earlier. Or whatever, you know the point. Release it sooner, so it's not now. But not that it's bad now, because the animation, like everything about it is still good. But like Fire Force was like completely silent for me. But then the same friend told me I better read the manga because the manga is going crazy. And it was either ending or it was about like it either ended or was about to end. But they didn't want me to be spoiled of what was happening because I did not know what was going on. Because Fire Force, outside of watching the actual show, I don't like indulge in any of the media. And so, like, I don't watch Fire Force fan theories or the JoJo YouTubers. Like, I can think of, and I actually can't think of anyone on the top of my head, but like, yeah, like the JJK has people that post about the JJK in YouTube form. JoJo has the same thing. I can't think of a single person that does that for Fire Force. Even Dragon Ball has people who post about stuff and does that thing. Meow. Oh, I hate accuracy. Yeah, but I saw nothing Fire Force trending at all. It's normally like when an anime is popping off, and it doesn't just pop off instantaneously. Like normally there's like you hear like echoes from the fandom about stuff that's happening, and then like a big thing drops, and then like, oh, it's huge. Like, I'm not gonna say anything from JJK spoiler mangas, but like when, who are you? I'm gonna try using Rock Slide. Well, who wants to learn Rock Slide? I don't have a Rock type. Midnight. Rock Slide is a good move. Why is it just here? But what was I saying? Yeah, I did not hear anything about. What am I saying? I did not hear anything about Fire Force until my brother told me, and then when that did happen, cause he told me to he saw what would happen. And then he told me, okay, you gotta lock in or just hope you don't get spoiled. And I read through the manga, and I'm not gonna say what happened, but knowing what I do know what happened, knowing what I know happens, I'm surprised that the imagery of the opening is what it is. Because if I didn't know what to expect, I would 100% be. I don't even know if I know 100%. Because I know what to link it to, because I know what it is. But if I didn't know what to link it to, then maybe I don't know what it is. It's like when, like for example, the Oshinoko. I'm gonna talk about the Oshinoko Tesmi opening. There is images of, or imagery of stuff that happens in the opening, and then people say, oh, it's a reference to this thing in the manga. But I don't know if it's an exact thing reference to the manga, because what they think it's referencing to is not actually what it's being a reference to. It's hard to say in put to words, but if you know the answer to something, it's very easy to make conclusions to support your answer. But if you don't know what's to come, then it's hard to. You don't really know where to go. So if you know that, where the end point of something is, it's very easy to say, this is where, all things point to this, but you're just making a false conclusion. This should be fine. Oh, more than fine. But it's sort of I don't know if I'm elaborating correctly. But that's how I thought about the Fire Force opening. I know what to expect, and so when something is shown that reminds me of the thing I expect, I assume that it's what it's being referred to. Even though it's not explicitly saying this equals that. This guy's a maniac because he has 3 sword pokes. And he got critted. But yeah, going back to Fire Force, I thought that and then again, because Season 3 is 2 cores. So yeah, I mean, but that. Yeah, Fire Force. I don't even know if I even have like a favorite character in Fire Force. I'm not that emotionally invested. I don't even know if I have like favorite characters in other shonen. Like Gohan is my I will say is my favorite character in Dragon Ball, but that's because I grew up with Dragon Ball, so I can very easily just say, like the time for me to develop emotions, like Gohan is my favorite character because as the show was like running, I was growing up with Gohan, and so like Gohan is the only character in the show I hit down. Gohan is the only character in Dragon Ball that actively like ages. Wow, no poison point. And me as a child, seeing the child grow up, I felt like I felt very connected to Gohan, and how like him getting stronger when he got angry was like such a fun gimmick to like watch and be a viewer of. But like in other shonens, like okay, let's see. I have a list of whatever, like a list of anime I use to nickname Pokemon, which includes whatever. So MHA, My Hero Academia. Who would I say is my favorite character? I really can't tell you. Like I'm not that emotionally invested in My Hero. Like if there was a single piece of merchandise or a character that would get me excited, I'd like, oh, I need to buy this. I can't tell you. I think I'll just happily pass up on the opportunity on any character. Uma Musume, I would say Agnes Tachyon is my favorite character. Uma, at least my favorite Uma. Oh wait, this is scary. Never mind. Okay. I would say yeah, Agnes Tachyon is my favorite character. Her presence in the movie is everything that's awesome about Uma Musume. I can say more about that in a different video. I don't have that many body stamps left. Spy Family. I do like Anya for the sake of like Anya kind of like what I kind of like introduced me to a funny gag that I didn't know was so like I didn't know I liked so much, which was one character knows exactly what the other person is thinking, but the other person has no idea that their thoughts are being 100% like reciprocated in the person's mind. So like take Anya's mind reading ability and then make a whole romance anime of it, and you get Arya sometimes communicates in Russian, and that is like Arya is like a recent anime, romance anime that I completely love. Like the characters are good, the premise makes sense. It's kind of like a mix of a Kaguya and Spy Family in one, kind of in a sense, not to like the greatest extent, but like you know, the comparison's there, and so like I think it would have to be Anya. Cause yeah, I think I would say like the criteria of being my favorite character is would I wear you on a shirt? And I think I would wear an Anya shirt. Dragon Ball, when they talk about Gohan, I also had like multiple Gohan figurines on my wall. Persona it's not technically an anime, but given how much I know, it would probably just be Joker. Actually, maybe not, cause like, I don't know. It's hard to tell because it's not quite a direct anime. It's kind of, it's a little different. How do I just have to stay in. Actually, I'm going to go into Giorno and then go back to midnight. And then Kaguya. Ooh, Kaguya is hard because who is my favorite character in Kaguya? I like them a lot. I don't think I have a favorite character in Kaguya. Cause I'm like led to believe Ishigami, but I wouldn't wear an Ishigami shirt. I'm not wearing a Kaguya shirt, I'm not wearing a Chika shirt, I'm not wearing a Miko Ino shirt. I'm not wearing a shirt of any of the. I'm like, I'd wear like a general Kaguya shirt, nothing like specific. And then I have VTubers in general, but that's not an anime. Chainsaw Man, I don't think I have a favorite character. I don't think I'm wearing a shirt on any character there. Bochi, I'm buying like 20 individual Bochi, like Hitori Goto's shirts. Bochi is so relatable to me, which is not a good thing. If you relate to Bochi on a personal level, that is terrifying. But in a good way. Jujutsu Kaisen, similar to like other animes, I don't think I'd personally wear a shirt or I'd go out of my way to buy a shirt of any of the characters. In terms of like Pokemon anime personalities, I also don't really know what I'd say. Maybe like Dawn, maybe I wear a Dawn shirt. Cause the Gen 4 anime was like the first anime I watched of Pokemon, specifically, and that's booming territory. And then who else? I'm just gonna Boomerang. And then after Bochi, Soul Eater. I think growing up, I was definitely watching Soul Eater way before I was intended to watch it in terms of age, but Soul was my favorite character. I definitely, as a kid, pretended to be Soul a little too much. JoJo's, it's funny that this character is this character that named that Pokemon after is probably. He's definitely my favorite JoJo, and I'll definitely wear a Part 5 shirt for it. Frieren, I would say. I mean, like, Stark is a good character. I don't think Frieren is my favorite. I do like Frieren. Fern, also good. The recent episode with the first class mage and his raven, his bird abilities, that's very good. I'm not too crazy about Weeble. I think gone to my head, I think maybe Stark. Yeah, I think Stark I would wear buy a Stark shirt. Even Oshi no Ko, it's Kana Arima, and that's the next question. Hollow Knight, not an anime. Food Wars is so weird because like the only relevant characters are I forgot their names. I know Soma, Arena, the two Italian brothers, and the blue-haired girl. Those are like the only consistent. I mean, there is the Spice person, and then Arena's cousin's friend, Bodyguard. Like those people are like the only relevant people in Food Wars, and so yeah. and I'm not wearing it. Maybe like someone's like the only person I'd consider wearing a shirt for, and then yeah, that's about the. I have like a lot of animes that don't have listed on this and it's like hit list. Just completely forgot because I forget about that I watched them, and then I realized that later I can add it, and I never do. But yeah, we got past Octono in like 35 minutes, which was too long. So have a happy birthday and a good night.